And then I didn't sleep the Thursday night, the Friday night. And then the Saturday morning I went home and slept for 3 hours. Saturday night I didn't sleep. Sunday night I didn't sleep. Monday we submitted. I went home, I didn't sleep the whole day. And then I think I slept like 3 hours. And then Tuesday I presented.
Like, it's one thing to be awake, sitting up in your chair with open eyes. Like, you know, that thing of you've said previously, like 2 lines in 2 hours. It's very possible. In as much as it might sound unrealistic, you're just there, like, fighting, you're there. You're just fighting to just stay. Like, no, it's not a good thing.
But like, what caused you to procrastinate? Was it like feeling like there's this huge task ahead of me?
You know what it was, ne? I think it was...
I, along with other people in this video, have just finished a 3-year course in architecture at Wits University. And my goodness, this was an extremely difficult journey. There were many things that we learned, and likewise, an equal amount of mistakes. So the purpose of this video is to pass down the wisdom and knowledge from people who have recently completed their degree to you, so that your journey can be a whole lot easier. This is part 1 of the Surviving Architecture series. So I believe that everything happens for a reason, but of the knowledge that we've gained over the last 3 years. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, go on.
So I believe that everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And actually, but let's say with all the knowledge that you gained in the past 3 years, if you had to time travel and actually tell yourself what to do differently,
I would tell myself to relax, first of all, right? I was way too anxious about what I didn't know, or what was the expectation of uni, or how the uni life was going to play out, and all of this stuff. So knowing the unknown was a thing that was daunting, and I played different scenarios in my head about the worst scenarios and stuff. So I was just, I think that would be like one of the things, is to be okay of not knowing how uni is gonna be. If I were to look back 3 years ago, I was so nervous about what was to come, and what, like, the expectation of uni and all of that stuff. So not knowing what was to come and stuff was really playing on my mind again and again. So I think that's the first thing I'll tell myself to do differently.
This is like before starting, that's how you felt?
Yeah, before starting. So like the moment I got accepted and stuff like that, I think in my head I just kept on running different like scenarios of like the worst possible outcome and stuff. So I think that's the first thing I'll tell myself, to just be less anxious and more excited about like what uni has to offer.
Even in high school, like when I looked back, high school wasn't hard at all, but it seemed hard in the moment. And then when you reflect on it, you're like, oh, that wasn't that bad. So I think I would tell Kyra, like, it's going to be okay and it's not going to be that bad. But I think I would also tell her, work harder, because you could do so much better. You could be so much better. And I think in first year, maybe I didn't work as hard as I should have. And in second year, I didn't work as hard as I should have. And even this year, I could have not worked as hard as I should have. But it feels like I worked as hard as I could. But I still could have been better.
Do you believe that you've sacrificed anything for this degree?
I wouldn't call it a sacrifice. I would say that it was worth it in the end. But yes, I have spent less time with my family and less time with my friends, because when it's crunch time and like the last maybe 3 months, I haven't really had time to like see family, see friends and all that stuff. And even when I'm with them, I'm not really thinking about them. I'm thinking about what I have to do next for my degree and like to pass and do well. So I think yes, but I don't see it as a sacrifice because it's my future, it's my career. Like, it's gonna be worth it.
Oh, so you just think about the end goal?
Not the end goal. I think this is a period of my life where I have to like focus and like get it done. I don't know what the end goal is gonna be, like if I'm gonna become an architect or if I'm not. Hopefully I do, but I think like pushing through the last 3 months or the last year was like very important. Yeah.
Do you think you sacrificed more this year compared to second year and first year?
Yeah, way more. I think this year got very competitive and I like to play the game. And when I saw the class doing better and being better, I was like,
you can't fall
I
behind.
can be 10 times better, or I can't fall behind. And yeah, I think I just worked and worked and worked.
I don't think about it like that because I enjoyed the degree, but I'm sure there's a lot of things that I could have been doing if I was not being occupied by this degree, which is a wonderful degree, by the way. So in as much as they asked certain things that I might have wanted to do, doing architecture was, worth it, so I don't look at it as a sacrifice, but more as I prioritized architecture over certain things, So yeah.
Like your relationship with something.
Yeah, I remember in first year, there was actually one of my friends that I knew. He was actually complaining. He was like, you always come, you just come to you chill with us for like, we eat like a dining hall, like you eat. And then like I'll stay for a bit, then I'd go back to my building, the architecture building, right? Then I'd carry on with course. But he understands because he understands that architecture is a time-consuming course, But yes, that is true. Some people might not actually understand the amount of work that architecture has. It's very difficult for you to explain to someone that I might not be available for like the whole week because I'm trying to make a submission, on Monday. Or maybe say not even one submission, 2 submissions. You might find that we have design that's due on Monday and construction is on Wednesday, and then a civils test on Friday. So you just trying to like maximize on all the time that you have, So yes, it did affect some of my relationships in the sense that I wasn't maybe always available for for certain in certain situations, but yeah, man. My close friends really did understand and they were supportive, They're like, we understand that architecture is very time consuming and we just hope that all your efforts will pay off. Because people see the finished product, There's a quote that one of my friends told me is like, sometimes, mastering something is making it look easy, right? So when people have made the building and made the drawings and made everything, you yourself might think that it's easy because you see the finished product, but you have no idea how much goes into that product, So people who like are not too familiar with architecture might see like a beautiful render, you might see the floor plans, the sections, the models and everything and think that thing could have been quick to do. But in actual fact, that thing takes a lot of time, a lot of trial and error and everything. And critique from your peers, critique from your lecturers. It's a back and forth process.
Then what is the biggest lesson you've learned since starting architecture?
Well, I've learned a lot about humans, and I think part of architecture is like the people, how people interact in buildings, how people in my degree interact. I think that when you go to school, everyone's the same. Like everyone who went to Gracia House is the same. We had similar characteristics. We had similar backgrounds. Yes, we were different, but we've been brought up or like gone to the same school every day, and there are similarities. And you also get used to people. And I think then I came to university and everyone was so different to what I knew. And it really was, like, not even just in our class, like the whole university as a whole, like everyone was so different. So to learn about how people do things and learning how the building is. So I think like it's been quite cool to analyze everyone in the class and like see how they act and how people react to things and how people work in groups. It's very interesting. So I think that's a big thing I've learned.
Probably to be more confident, 100%. I think that's okay. I'll probably put that as like my number one, to be more confident with like what I produce. And there was a lot of self-doubt throughout the 3 years, right, of doing the undergrad. And I think that came because of the fact that I wasn't confident with my work. I wasn't confident on whether, you know, our lecturers would like the work that we're producing. But also it always felt like I was heading the wrong direction with like the projects that we're tackling and all of those tasks. So looking back, that was from first year until maybe around second year for sure. But then third year, I think those feelings were like the anxiety, you know, that started to subside and stuff. But then another thing that I would want to change as well is to do more collaborations.
You mean like with other students?
Sorry?
With other students?
Yes, with other students. So what I mean by that is, even though like we're here in studio doing our projects and stuff, I don't think I was taking that initiative to like ask my friends like what do they think about this as often as it should have happened, you know, because it's all well and good that like you're confident in the work that you're producing and then you're telling yourself, okay, I think this is what the lecturers are gonna want. But the moment you ask someone else to look at your work, the fresh perspective that they have, not knowing the thought process or like the concept behind your project, since they just basically see like the raw work that you have, like all your work that you produced. And if they can't see the concept or the idea that you had for your project come through the cumulative work that you've done, then you went somewhere wrong, right? In terms of visually representing it or not executing it in a manner where it's conveying the essence of the project. So collaboration, less fearful, and procrastination. I almost forgot that. Procrastination for sure. Yo. Procrastination was from first year till third year. I wish I also knew that there is a potential for me to be comfortable with in regards to like doing one on a project and then being complacent about the next project and all that stuff. I wish I foresaw that trend of being more and more comfortable as the years went by, to the point where deadline day for me was the day the project was due stuff. So I'd postpone doing work then.
Confidence is important, and that working with others is important, but learning how to work with others, you know, meet people. So I did speak about confidence to start things on your own, but then people is what's gonna take your design to the next level. You know, you can design something, have a good idea, but then someone will be like, oh no, I like what you did there, but what if you actually incorporated this? What if you incorporated that? Then it actually like starts to make your design more developed, more well thought out, you know. So it's important, like, you know, the creative process, we like before architecture, and I know a lot of people might think about it like that, like it's this mystical, magical thing where you just whip up like the perfect dish on command. No, it's not like that. It's an iterative process. You keep on designing, you know. getting feedback from your peers, getting feedback from your lecturers, getting feedback from people who understand, knowing how to ask questions, to also be a helping hand for them, because you don't just have the mentality of just getting help from other people, also being the help that they need as well. One thing that I learned in architecture is that we all blessed with different talents. Some people are more analytical, some people are more creative, some people are strong at drawings. I learned that, and when you learn that, you realize why it's important to talk to people. For instance, I'll give you an example, like presentation. I know I met a guy who's in my class, right? I was so fascinated about the way he goes about curating his work. There's a channel called Show It Better on YouTube. Very good channel. So what he would do is, like, he would watch, like, let's give an example, like portfolios. He would watch a video where it's like they're talking about portfolios, and then maybe on the video it shows the links to the portfolios that they showed on the video. So what that guy would do is he would actually go into portfolios and actually take notes from different portfolios of what he likes. Oh, this one has a really nice contents page. I like the way he did that. No, it's Ntsako. Yeah, this is the way they do the fonts. They maintain the fonts and everything. Those type of, that attention to detail. It distinguishes between the people who are very meticulous and the people who, I don't want to say are not meticulous, but haven't given that time to presentation, So you realize those things when you actually interact more with people and everything. You still, oh, okay, this person, he does things this way, or she does this. I like the way she does it. I like the way he does it, You see, but then there's also things that you can teach them, that come natural to you. So it's very important for you to be able to, like, work well with people, help them, they help you. It's very beautiful. I don't think architecture is nice when you do it alone, but yeah, it's very important to get people's help, people's opinions, because at the end of the day, you must remember that the buildings we make, in as much as it's beautiful and all, we're doing it for the people that we design for. They come first. So you need to make sure that what you design is gonna cater to them.
Then what did you learn about yourself?
About myself? I don't know, learned to be myself. And I think in the hard times when we're getting crits, and they say, the work is not you, but it is you. When I put my stuff on the wall, I literally, it's my heart and soul. It really is me. And when I get a bad crit, I take it on chest. So I think learning to accept that I have faults, learning to accept that I'm not perfect and not everything's always going to go perfectly. I think I matured a lot over the 3 years. So I don't know, I learned to be proud of myself for what I've done. And I learned to also not be so harsh on everyone and on myself. I think I put myself highly, and when I don't get things done, I'm like, Kyra, you need to be better and you need to do better. But
did you realize this in first year?
In first year, I wouldn't say I was barely caring about it. And I didn't take it personally because I didn't care enough. I think my love for architecture built at the end of second year. And then third year, this degree was for me. I love it, I want to do it, I'm passionate about it. So I think now I take it way more sensitively than I did.
What is the biggest positive for studying architecture? Why would someone study architecture?
The fact that the things that you make actually become bold eventually, there's something beautiful about that. I mean, the fact that you could have been involved in a process where you're with the team and then you guys discuss that, no, we have to think about the lighting of this building. We do simulations to make sure that the sun comes like this. You have to think about waterproofing, the facade, how you want people to experience that space, and then it successfully coming to life. I think there's something that is just it's so cool, man. It really is. I've been told by friends that it's really cool that you actually get to see the things that you do. Yes, like I get like with other things that you do, that yes, you do get to see the impact that you do, right? But I feel like with architecture, it's so obvious, you know, like the building is there for everyone to see. You know, if you design like a train station, like if you think about like the World Cup, 2010 World Cup, a lot of the infrastructure from then is still around now, you know. But if I had to even take it even more, take it further, I mean, if you look at Greece and you look at Rome, or you look at Egypt, or a lot of the ancient civilizations, you even like the Mapungupes and stuff, all those structures are still here today, you know. So there's something really cool about, you know, designing something and then building it, and then people being able to enjoy it for like a long period of time. And also the impact that buildings can have, you know. A building is like a catalyst for certain activities, you know. So if you build a building a certain way, then the likelihood that that activity that what it was meant for will continue. Like if I had to like build like a gymnasium in the townships, you know, it'll actually encourage people to actually now pursue like sports, to pursue fitness and stuff, because it's there. It encourages them to use it. So I think it's something beautiful about that. So yeah.
So you've reached the end of part 1, and I really hope that this video is helpful. If you want to message me privately, be free to DM me on Instagram at Khongelani. And if you're interested in seeing part 2 of this series, which will be talking about easy tactics and how to structure your day, please click on the video on the right.